From the beginning, we know that Patrick is part of the operation, and Kat takes up most of the screen time being at first glance your cliche, I'm not a cliche high schooler type high schooler. But the entire film shifts on this one moment. It's when Kat slams her car into Joey's car. This scene tells us Kat is the real fucking deal. She isn't just insulting Hemingway in class and reading the bell jar for the perception. She's genuinely the subversive black sheep that throughout the movie she's claiming to be. We also see Joey freak out, letting us know that this moron is in zero control of what he thinks he is. And we learn that Patrick finds this move hilarious, alluding to there being more to him than Joey's stooge in the bet. Then the scene that follows is Patrick upping the price. And then throughout the movie, the less he wants to participate in the ruse, the more money he demands until he eventually calls it off completely. Meanwhile, their chemistry lulls the audience into forgetting about the bet while Patrick tries to ignore it. In so many of these films about high schools, the end-all be-all is what everyone else in the high school thinks of them. 10 Things I Hate About You contrasts that model. There's zero emphasis on what the status quo thinks. And while the peer judgment is there, like when Michael crashes his bike down the hill and everyone cheers for him, in this world it's actually uncool to be conceited enough to care deeply about everyone else thinks, as we watch Joey make a fool out of himself in every scene he's in. That feels more authentic to me than movies written about high schoolers trying to impress their peers. In reality, the judgment of their peers exists in the ether, but the protagonists of the film don't cater to it. And that leads to my favorite line in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Secondly, don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want.
It speaks on this fallacy that Cameron slips into for just a moment at the party after watching Bianca be led away by Joey. Patrick encourages Cameron not to become that contradiction of letting other people define what he expects of himself. We watch this idea apply to every single character. Cameron dates someone that he's told is unattainable. Patrick becomes honest. Kat becomes vulnerable. Bianca changes who she likes based on her interests and not what others expect. Joey is at the bottom of the hierarchy in the end. And of course, the defining moment, the actual 10 things Kat hates about Patrick, are also what she loves about him. She says, I'm a big proponent of doing things for my own reasons, not someone else's. And this whole film is about every character doing exactly that and the individualism behind that social facade. Of course, the jig is up by the end of the movie. Of course, it all blows up at prom, but Patrick redeems himself by spending the presumed money from the bet on this dream guitar that happens to also serve as a symbol to Kat that Patrick knows her and it was never about the money. In the final scene, the camera pans out of Kat and Patrick kissing in the parking lot, surrounded by students until they are lost in a crowd of teenagers, all with their own motivations, their own storylines, like they have become anonymous once again, free to gloss through the judgment that they are contradicting or resembling, and the generalizations that may define them as a mass, a body of students, but not individually. The camera pans over the high school and circles it with the Puget Sound in the background, while Letters to Cleo covers Cheap Trick's I Want You to Want Me from the roof, like some sort of final proverbial reminder that there were intricate motivations and authentic connections underneath that buzzing colony, just below the roof they are playing on.